Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you today about something that is as simple as it is powerful: respecting yourself. Too often we find ourselves in situations where we feel disrespected, undervalued, or even mistreated. We get caught up in the heat of the moment, fighting for recognition, fighting for validation, fighting for attention. But what if I told you the greatest form of respect you could show yourself is knowing when to walk away? See, sometimes we think respect means staying in a situation, sticking it out, fighting for our place in it no matter the cost. But in truth, real respect is knowing your worth. It's understanding that you don't have to fight for your dignity. You already have it. Real strength lies not in what you tolerate, but in what you choose to walk away from. Now, this isn't about being weak. This isn't about giving up. This is about understanding that life is too short to stay stuck in negativity. It's about knowing your value so well that you won't let anyone diminish it. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone. When you stand firm in who you are, when you know exactly what you deserve, you will walk away from what no longer serves you. Don't waste your energy on situations that drain you, people who bring you down, or environments that limit your growth. I'm telling you, when you respect yourself enough to walk away from things that don't align with your peace, you make room for what's better. You make room for what's real. You make room for what's meant for you. This isn't about running away from challenges, no. It's about having the wisdom to know that some battles aren't worth fighting, some situations aren't worth your time. It's about holding your head high, understanding that your peace of mind, your integrity, and your happiness are non-negotiable. You don't have to stay in a place that makes you uncomfortable. You don't have to stay in a place that doesn't recognize your value. Respect yourself enough to say, "This isn't for me," and walk away. Because when you do, you're not losing anything, you're gaining everything. Self-worth and respect are foundational to how we navigate the world and relate to others. The truth is, you cannot give what you do not have, and if you don't respect yourself, you will struggle to receive respect from others. Self-respect is not about arrogance or pride, but about a deep internal understanding that you are valuable just as you are. When you truly respect yourself, you treat yourself with the kindness, care, and attention you deserve. You set boundaries and honor them, knowing that you are worthy of being treated with dignity and consideration. Many people struggle with self-worth because they are constantly seeking external validation. Society often tells us that our value is determined by our achievements, the approval of others, or how well we conform to certain standards. But that external validation is fleeting and unreliable. If your sense of worth is dependent on someone else's opinion or some arbitrary measure of success, you will always be at the mercy of outside forces. Self-worth, however, is an inside job. It comes from understanding that you are valuable simply because you exist, not because of what you do or how others perceive you. When you understand your own value, you stop tolerating things that undermine it. You stop letting people walk all over you. You stop putting up with toxic relationships or environments that don't nurture your well-being. You learn to say no without guilt and to prioritize your own needs without fear of being judged. Respecting yourself means that you know your limits and you honor them. You do not allow others to take advantage of your time, energy, or emotional resources. You choose to protect your peace and your happiness because you know that those things are precious and irreplaceable. Self-respect also involves embracing your flaws and imperfections. Nobody is perfect, and we all have moments where we fall short of our own expectations. But when you respect yourself, you don't use your mistakes as a reason to devalue or shame yourself. Instead, you view them as opportunities for growth. You treat yourself with compassion, understanding that you are on a journey and that each step, whether forward or backward, is part of your story. Self-respect is not about being flawless. It's about being kind to yourself in spite of your flaws. Accepting that you are worthy of love, kindness, and respect, even when you stumble. Once you develop a strong sense of self-respect, you will begin to attract people who mirror that respect back to you. When you respect yourself, you naturally create relationships that are healthy, balanced, and mutual. You will no longer tolerate toxic behavior or allow others to treat you poorly. You will gravitate toward people who uplift you, who respect your boundaries, and who value you for who you are. When you respect yourself, you create an environment where others are more likely to respect you too, because respect is contagious. People are drawn to those who carry themselves with confidence and dignity, who show by their actions that they are worthy of respect. At the same time, self-respect involves holding yourself accountable for your actions. It means owning up to your mistakes, learning from them, and striving to be the best version of yourself. It means not allowing yourself to get complacent or lazy, but pushing yourself to grow, evolve, and become better. When you respect yourself, you take responsibility for your life. You recognize that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you are always in control of how you respond. You resolve. You do not play the victim or blame others for your circumstances. Instead, you approach each situation with the mindset that you have the power to change your life by the choices you make. In today's world, where external pressures can often feel overwhelming, it is crucial to remember that your self-worth is not determined by the opinions of others or by your social media presence. It is not based on the likes, shares, or comments you receive. It is not based on your job title, your appearance, or your possessions. Your worth is intrinsic. You were born valuable, and no external circumstance or person can take that away from you unless you allow it. To respect yourself means that you give yourself permission to prioritize your own well-being, even if that means walking away from situations or people that are not serving you. It is about knowing when to say enough is enough and refusing to stay in environments or relationships that drain you, diminish you, or cause you harm. Sometimes, walking away from a situation is the most respectful thing you can do for yourself. It is an act of self-love and self-preservation. And it is in these moments that you demonstrate not just respect for yourself, but also a profound understanding of your own worth. The reality is, if you do not set clear boundaries for yourself, others will inevitably cross them. If you do not stand up for yourself, no one else will. Respecting yourself means being willing to say no when something doesn't align with your values or your goals. It means standing firm in your decisions, even if they are unpopular or misunderstood. It means knowing that you are not obligated to explain yourself to anyone who does not have your best interest at heart. When you respect yourself, you stand tall in your truth, and you are unafraid to make the hard decisions, even if they come with some discomfort or uncertainty. Self-respect also requires an understanding of your own limits. You are not a machine, and you cannot pour from an empty cup. It is okay to say no when you are overwhelmed, exhausted, or simply not interested in something. It is okay to take time for yourself, to rest, to recharge, and to care for your mental and emotional health. Respecting yourself means recognizing when you need a break and giving yourself the grace to step back without guilt. You cannot keep giving to others if you are not taking care of yourself first. Self-respect is about recognizing that you deserve your own attention, love, and care. It's important to recognize that self-respect is not an attitude of perfection or superiority, but one of self-acceptance and inner peace. You are not better than anyone else, but you are equally deserving of kindness and dignity. Self-respect doesn't mean thinking you are better than others. It means that you understand that you are deserving of the same respect, kindness, and love that you offer to others. When you truly respect yourself, you are able to extend that respect to others without diminishing your own worth. It creates a balance, a harmony, where respect flows freely in all directions. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life and forget to take the time to honor ourselves. We often get caught up in trying to please others, to fit into societal molds, or to chase after goals that we think will bring us happiness. But the truth is, no amount of external success can fill the void if you don't first respect and value yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Your inner world, the way you treat yourself, the way you speak to yourself, the way you view your own worth, is the foundation for everything else in your life. When you are at peace with yourself, everything around you falls into place. And remember, respecting yourself isn't about being perfect. It's about acknowledging your mistakes, learning from them, and continuously striving to grow. It's about loving yourself through the ups and downs, through the successes and failures, through the highs and lows. You are worthy, no matter where you are on your journey. Self-respect is an ongoing process, a commitment to yourself, and a recognition that your value is not contingent upon anything or anyone outside of you. When you respect yourself, you create an unshakable foundation upon which to build your life. And as you walk through the world with this deep sense of self-worth, you will find that the world begins to treat you with the same respect. It's not about demanding respect, it's about demonstrating that you already possess it, and that anyone who comes into your life must recognize and honor it as well. Respect for yourself is not a passive quality, it's an active decision. And it is in this active commitment to self-respect that you begin to live the life you deserve. Walking away is often perceived as a sign of weakness, a retreat, or an admission of defeat. It may be misunderstood as giving up, as fleeing from conflict or adversity. However, in many cases, walking away can be a profound demonstration of strength, wisdom, and emotional intelligence. It requires courage to recognize when a situation no longer serves you, and it demands the ability to put your own well-being above external pressures, expectations, or even your ego. It's a decision made not out of fear, but out of clarity and self-respect. The decision to walk away can be an act of empowerment, a conscious choice to prioritize personal growth, peace, and future opportunities, rather than clinging to something that no longer fits. Often, people find themselves in situations that no longer contribute to their happiness or personal development. Whether it's a toxic relationship, a job that stifles growth, or a friendship that is built on manipulation or one-sided efforts, walking away is sometimes the healthiest decision. In these circumstances, sticking around and attempting to fix things can be an exercise in frustration, leading to emotional and physical exhaustion. Over time, the strain can erode one's self-esteem, leaving them with little energy or hope to pursue other, more fulfilling opportunities. The strength required to walk away lies in the recognition of this reality, accepting that clinging to unhealthy situations can hurt far more than letting go. The ability to walk away demonstrates emotional intelligence. Emotions can cloud judgment, leading people to hold on to things out of fear of change or fear of losing something that has been part of their lives for a long time. However, strength lies in the ability to discern when emotions are controlling decisions and to take a step back from them to assess the situation logically. Sometimes, people stay because they are afraid of the unknown or the discomfort that comes with change. Yet, this fear often keeps individuals stuck in places where they feel drained, undervalued, or unappreciated. Walking away requires overcoming the fear of the unknown and stepping into the discomfort of creating a new path, one that offers greater potential for happiness and fulfillment. This act of walking away is not necessarily permanent, nor does it mean cutting ties completely. Sometimes it's a matter of recognizing that a temporary absence or distance is what is needed to reassess the dynamics of a situation. For example, in a toxic relationship, walking away could involve setting boundaries or taking a break in order to reflect on whether or not the relationship is worth salvaging. It could be about creating space to heal, reestablishing a sense of self, and regaining emotional strength before deciding whether or not the relationship can be redefined. This careful introspection allows for a more balanced perspective, enabling individuals to return to situations with a clearer sense of purpose, if they choose to do so. Choosing to walk away can also be a sign of strength when it comes to letting go of past pain or resentment. Holding on to grudges, bitterness, or old wounds can weigh heavily on one's mental and emotional well-being. The act of walking away in this context does not imply forgetting the past or pretending that harm was not done. Rather, it involves releasing the emotional burden that comes with holding on to anger or regret. In many ways, walking away from past emotional baggage enables individuals to free themselves from the shackles of their own negative emotions, allowing them to move forward with a sense of peace and inner strength. The concept of walking away as strength is evident in many aspects of life, especially in the workplace. In environments where individuals are not valued, where their contributions go unnoticed, or where the work culture is toxic, walking away is often the most empowering decision one can make. It takes courage to leave a job or a career path that is draining, particularly when there are external pressures to conform to societal expectations of success. However, staying in a role simply for the sake of status, money, or fear of failure can lead to deep dissatisfaction. Strength lies in the recognition that fulfillment and personal happiness are far more important than staying in an unhealthy job. Choosing to leave can open the door to new opportunities, personal growth, and a future that aligns more closely with one's values and aspirations. The idea of walking away as strength can also be seen in social circles, friendships, or family dynamics. People often stay in relationships that no longer serve them out of a sense of obligation or guilt, feeling compelled to please others or maintain connections for fear of judgment. Walking away from such relationships, especially when they are toxic, is an act of prioritizing self-respect and personal growth over societal expectations. True strength lies not in enduring unhealthy relationships, but in knowing when to step back and choose relationships that are based on mutual respect, love, and support. It's a way of protecting oneself from emotional harm and choosing to surround oneself with individuals who contribute positively to one's life. Moreover, walking away can also be viewed as a means of preserving one's energy for what truly matters. In the pursuit of success, recognition, or approval from others, individuals often expend large amounts of energy on pursuits that do not fulfill them. Over time, this can lead to burnout and a sense of emptiness. Strength comes from the awareness that not every opportunity or connection is worth pursuing, and that investing time and energy into the things that matter most, such as personal development, genuine relationships, and meaningful goals, brings about deeper satisfaction. Walking away allows individuals to stop wasting energy on things that drain them, opening up space for more valuable endeavors. There is also a deeper philosophical component to walking away as a sign of strength. It requires individuals to understand their own self-worth and to make decisions that reflect their values and needs. In a society that often places external validation above personal fulfillment, it takes an extraordinary amount of inner strength to follow one's own instincts and prioritize self-care. Walking away is a declaration that one values themselves enough to not tolerate situations, people, or environments that diminish their sense of worth. It's about setting boundaries that reflect the respect one has for oneself and the life they want to lead. The decision to walk away is not always easy, and it's often a process that involves careful consideration and emotional processing. In many cases, there may be feelings of guilt, sadness, or uncertainty that accompany the decision to leave something behind. These feelings are natural and valid, but they should not overshadow the long-term benefits of walking away. People may feel conflicted, wondering if they're making the right decision or fearing the consequences of their actions. However, true strength is not about avoiding discomfort or fear. It's about facing those emotions and still making the choice that is healthiest in the long run. Ultimately, walking away is about taking control of one's own life and embracing the power of choice. It's about acknowledging that you are not obligated to remain in situations that harm you, drain you, or diminish your sense of self. Strength is not found in enduring suffering, but in choosing the path that leads to healing, growth, and fulfillment. It requires the resilience to make difficult decisions, the wisdom to recognize when something no longer serves your well-being, and the courage to walk away from it, even when it feels uncomfortable or uncertain. The power in walking away lies in the decision itself. It's an affirmation of personal boundaries, a commitment to living authentically, and a willingness to create space for better things to come into one's life. Walking away does not mean failure. It means knowing that some chapters in life are meant to close in order to make room for new ones to unfold. In this sense, walking away becomes not a retreat, but a forward-moving step toward a stronger, more empowered version of oneself.